In a first-of-its-kind meeting in the national capital, practitioners, policymakers, schools, colleges and students got together to discuss the many ways in which sports can be used as a tool and medium for development.
What do we want to get out of this particular conference? I think it's crucial that we start building a platform in India. We start talking about sport for development. We advocate it on the larger platform.
Maidan 2011 is the second conference on sports and development to be organised by Magic Bus, the Australian Sports Outreach Programme, the British Council and the Delhi University in partnership with 7 associate partners, the International Centre for Research on Women, ICRW, the Abhinav Bindra Foundation, Special Olympics Bharat, Basics Academy, the International Award for Young People, IAYP, the NAS Foundation and online partner Sports Power. The platform is created as a one-stop shop for practitioners and non-practitioners alike from all parts of the world to come together and explore the potential and various areas of sport for development, S4D. The goals of the initiative include sharing ideas, insights and experiences on how sport can make a difference to lives today and how it can be a medium to bring about development, especially for the marginalized. The summit was declared open by Paul Hansen, Head of Office, United Nations Office on Sport for Development and Peace, UNOSDP, Geneva, followed by talks by representatives from 16 national and international bodies.
Sports is, without a doubt, one of the world's most popular leisure activities. And it describes a phenomenon that I think we all know, where people all over the world participate, play, attend, watch, listen to, talk about, and even feel sport. And that is at all levels of performance. I'm very pleased to say now, also today, that we increasingly see India as one of those countries where there is a recognition that sport can do good, that sport can be used for development purposes. And India's lead role in this area, I think, is being accentuated increasingly through events like this, but also through what the government of India is doing in relation to the leadership that they are providing in the Commonwealth and in other areas.
Mr. Vivek Ramchandani, Coordinator, Australian Sports Outreach Programme, one of the key architects of the programme, gave the opening remarks.
We're a small fraternity who work with a great deal of passion in the belief that sport can be a vehicle to facilitate development. In this country, we have lots and lots of passion. Sport is loved by everyone, but attitudes create concern. Nobody actually objects to sport at all. This is a country that loves sport. However, the anomaly, the fact that everybody doesn't participate in sport, is what this community is trying to address.
The summit is about creating partnerships and synergetic relationships among practitioners in the development fraternity. Practitioners such as Franz Gassler talked about their experiences.
We've got 3 rules for our coaches, and the first is don't talk too much. The second is show, don't tell. And the third is positive reinforcement always. The amount of ownership that these girls take in their program is really the most important component. If you want to go into a village or into a slum and start a program, you shouldn't just lead with money, you should only give away your time.
The organizers, Magic Bus, shared their reasons for organizing such a summit as well.
I think sport is an incredibly relevant platform both to young people, it allows people to engage, it allows equity in communities, and therefore is a very relevant weapon on the front line to address large issues like poverty and some of the larger challenges we have here in India. Indian sports minister's agenda for putting sport and development on the education curriculum is going to start panning out in India.
The biggest USP of a sports approach is engagement. And that's the single biggest plank that I feel sports can provide. Not just provide it for as a one-off case, but provide it for a consistent period of time for as long as we want, literally. Because who among children and youth will not like to play? So if you could create a chance where I get the children to play, offer them the opportunity to step out, and once you do that, you can do wonders with them. It is so easy to integrate the sport angle and just do whatever you're doing and multiply it manyfold. It could be a small addendum to what you do, but it can really trigger off fantastic results at your end.
One of the key learning from practitioners are the incredible ways in which gender equity can be achieved through the use of sports.
I have never, and I have traveled in many countries, both in my job as Nike working in community investment in this area and as Women Win, I've never been in a country where there are more committed, passionate people about and inspired entrepreneurs about changing the world.
Prominent educationists shared their thoughts on the topic.
In Indian context, sports is projected, youth is not there. So sports is visible, youth is not visible. That is what is the problem which we are facing, what I feel in this context. The youth model development district could be thought of. So all the youth fields that are engaged.
Representatives from the Government of India took the audience through the state's initiatives in sport for development.
I don't think there is any debate. Sports has to be there. If it is not there, it has to be there. Secondly, as an administrator, we have to be non-confrontational. I don't like devaluing others' work. So I don't agree with government versus association, government versus NGOs. Everybody is contributing in their way, and let's value each other's work. So what is the point of economic growth if the citizens cannot enjoy a high standard of health? So sports comes here. You will have 12,000 boys and girls from India manning your Commonwealth villages, and the serving your agenda of women development, child development, national integration, and of course sports. Why are you wasting money on pipeline? You give it to the children. Let it be bottom up. The most important stakeholder of sports is children. Keep them the money, empower them, strengthen them.
Mr. Vineet Joshi, who chairs the Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, India's largest educational regulatory body, shared the CBSE's work and role.
What we are doing in the CBSE, very briefly, we have made sports, health and physical education, sports is part of that, compulsory up to grade 10. We have also asked the schools to have at least one period of 30 to 45 minutes every day for the students up to grade 10. For students of grade 11th and 12th, we have said there will be 2 periods in a week. We have also started this concept of health and wellness. When we are looking at a child, we are looking at him not only as a sports person, but a fit, a complete human being. So therefore, we have started this program which is called Comprehensive School Health Program, which is addressing all the aspects of health, physical health, mental health, emotional health, psychological health.
The media perspective came in the form of participation by NDTV's Sonali Chandar.
We have in NDTV a campaign called Marks to Sports, which I can tell you about a little later. But do we need also a mindset for sports? Because I'm using my example. I had phys ed as part of my CBSE when I was in school, and I had no idea that there is not a single college in Delhi University which considers your phys ed marks to enroll in any college. I took it because I was a very poor student, so I knew at least I would be one thing that I would pass in, but it was internal marking with phys ed teachers who, as he pointed out, were the types who really scared girls. Ladki, idhar aa, kyun ye juta pehna hai? And they would talk like that, and it was seriously scary too. But that was the reality. Phys ed was available in CBSE even back then, but there was no college that recognized it.
We are on our part, we are ready with the data to show that it is as rigorous in terms of, you have to see what you mean by the rigor of a subject. But let's say if you're comparing rigor of a mathematics subject with rigor of this, it is as rigorous.
Over the next 2 days, in 6 breakaway workshops, participants presented their experience and quizzed each other on the specifics on sport and gender, sport, youth development and livelihoods, sport and physical education in schools, sport and social inclusion, sport and health, sport and physical education in colleges and universities. The summit had 4 major outcomes. First, the key message was delivered. Sports has the potential of being harnessed as a development tool. The second was the participation. A wide-ranging number of individuals, non-governmental organizations, government bodies, schools and colleges took part in the discussions. The third were the opportunities for cross-learning. Participants learned as much from each other as from the key speakers. Fourth, an acceptance was created for Maidan as a platform for practitioners and non-practitioners alike, as well as the academia. To take the work forward, a repository of information, ideas, and Maidan as a platform for offline meetings and discussions around sport for development issues has been created and is available for use free of cost on www.maidan.in to receive news, views, and put up posts.